You know, a lot of times when I'm going about my day and I see other people going about theirs, like, there's two things I'm thinking of. First of all, I'm thinking, like, wonder what they smell like. And then I go up and I smell them really fast. And, you know, they usually don't mind. That's a different story for another day, though. The second thing, though, is look at those stories. Those books with legs. Just walking. It's poetic. And
it is. I like it. I love poetry, you know?
Well, yeah, and especially poetry with legs. Because a lot of people like poetry, and they'll just be like, oh, I love poetry, it's so fantastical. And they drink their tea and stuff, and they go, you know, roast something on the Barbie. I mean, but there's a difference between liking poetry...
It's almost as good as, like, pop-up books, you know?
Almost. But there's a difference between liking poetry and walking poetry. And I think that's where a conversation really needs to begin here.
So, poets walking, or is in, like, the poetry actually sprouting legs and walking?
The poetry is mobile.
Oh.
To put it bluntly. And so that got me thinking, like, imagine the stories these people have, and the movies that could be based off of it.
You might be honest.
Yeah, and so I started thinking, if there was a movie about you, about your life, who would be the bad guy?
I'd have to say, maybe, just, that's a tough question. We can discuss this as we go along.
Yeah, you know, as far as it goes with me, it is algebra. Algebra has been with me since childhood. Algebra has seen me at my lowest, and it has seen me at my high. Well, it hasn't seen me at my highest.
If I were to be completely honest, I'm on the same boat with you there, buddy.
Okay, yeah, we can sail that boat together, and you know what? That's just fine. Because I'll have you know that, sailing on a boat is like the capital form of bonding. Bondation. That is the technical term for that. And
bondation, huh?
Bondation, yeah. You Google it.
Of bonding?
It is the dation of bonding. It is where you reach the pinnacle of dation. Like, it's basically like terminal velocity. You cannot get any more dation than this, is what I'm basically saying here. But, we've all been on that boat.
This is deep stuff.
It is, and it's gonna get deeper. Just wait. We're gonna go 20,000 depths below, and we're gonna see the little volcanoes that are down there. This looks so cool.
Really interesting stuff.
I have one as my background.
Little volcanoes.
Little volcanoes, and they just sprout like some stuff. And I'm like, it's not like a big volcano. It's like, it's subtle. It doesn't want to be too big. It's not like, oh, I'm the big bad volcano man. It's just like, hey, no, I know I'm a little volcano, and you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm not going to go out of my way to be a big old volcano that the world wants me to be. But...
You're absolutely right.
Who would you have play you in your movie? Because let's say you couldn't play it, because at this point you're old and stuff, and this is a movie about your life, so who's going to play you?
That's another tough question.
Yeah, if it were me going on here, I'd have Morgan Freeman play me, obviously.
He's black.
Well, I mean, you're thinking too far into this. It makes perfect sense. And it just doesn't get any better. And narrating it, I'd also have Morgan Freeman. And I just think that it would be like a soliloquy. I don't even know what that is. But you know what? It rolls off the tongue.
Like a haiku?
About haikus. I've been dabbling in haikus since like the 2nd grade. The dabble is deep. The dabble runs deep in my veins. And haikus, they hit me right here. You see that?
Same here.
They hit me right here.
Yeah.
And every time I hear the word haiku, there it is. Pounding. What's your opinion on haikus?
Beautiful.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, in this world where people are constantly...
Man's finest creation.
It does. And like I said, in a world where everybody's constantly disagreeing, like, which is better, Star Trek or Star Wars? Or, which is better, boxers or briefs? It's obviously briefs, by the way. I mean, in a world like that, where people are constantly arguing, it's good to see that everyone has a passion for haikus. And you just gotta sit back and respect that for a minute. You just gotta take a moment of silence and say, hey, I respect you, you respect me, we're a respectful family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love haikus too? Yeah, I just referenced that.
I respect you. I'm just kidding.
Well,
I respect you.
That means a lot to me. So anyways, when it comes to poetry and haikus and all that, one thing that we cannot overlook is the limerick. The king of just basically everything poetic. The rhyme scheme is important.
The pattern.
The patterns, the rhyme scheme, the story. See how everything kind of works like that? Okay, back to the life story. So if your life were to be made into a movie, and all the scenes would be to like mash together like a big old can of beef, you know, those canned beef products we've been hearing all about, what would be the primary thing going on in your movie? Would it be sadness? Would it be action? Would it be solemnness, solidity? I mean, what would be going on basically overall?
Like what kind of movie?
Yeah, just basically, yeah. Drama, mystery.
Maybe drama.
You know,
A little bit of mystery in there.
yeah, you know, it's good to be mysterious. I'm like the king of the mysterious, basically. When people look at me, they basically just see, like, Sherlock Holmes and probably some other, you know, really handsome model guy. Do I blame
You know,
him?
recently I've
No.
been watching a show called Sherlock
Oh,
on Netflix. It's pretty good, actually. Based off the books.
well, yeah, you know, and it's very good to hear that they're taking material from the books and putting them in a setting where they can be enjoyed by the younger generation. Do you think a 5-month-old is going to read Sherlock Holmes? I bet not. But are they going to watch Sherlock? Well, you know what? I dare say that they will. And I think that's where this all goes down to. People say, oh, technology, it's ruining the world. And then they do that with their arm. I don't even know what that is, but they do it. And I'm just like, hey, slow down, put your fist down right now. And listen to me. Technology isn't ruining the world, it's enhancing it slowly. Which is ironic considering that the internet is so fast. But it affects us slowly, helping us. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Positively. You know, I think we really got to give technology some credit here. Without technology, we wouldn't be able to film this show, which is receiving amazing support. I'm getting emails all the time asking me, Dominic, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. You're so hot, Dominic. You're so hot. Hot. All the time.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one.
Well, you know, I was expecting that. But that goes back to what my movie is basically about. If you were to put all the scenes together, my movie is basically just 24/7 hotness. 24/7. Can we count that?
7.
7. 6 plus 1 equals 7.
7.
7. Like, you watch my movie,
Did you know?
and you're going to walk out saying, hot. And that's all you're going to say. For the next 3 days, people are just going to be like, hey, what do you want to drink tonight, man? And you're just going to be like, hot, hot. And you know what? That's like, you're stuck like that, man. So, I mean, I don't mean to be that guy. Like, I don't want to embellish the truth here. But the truth is the truth. And you know what? We're basically stuck with the fact that I'm pretty much the hottest person on camera right now. And that's, I mean, I'm sitting next to a box of Chips Ahoy cookies, and I'm still better looking. I mean, come on. It doesn't get much better than this, folks. I might add these are the chewy kind.
No comment.
No comment? I expected such. So, in your movie, we all know that there's that moment where everything builds up and reaches its climax. Where's the climax of your life as of this point?
I don't know, my life's not over, man.
That is an excellent way to dodge the question. And going back to me,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you know, going back to me, the time that I took down the Western Mafia with both my hands tied behind my back and my eyes blindfolded, and I had my arm cut off too. That was basically the highlight of my life. And you know what? I dare say that it's just the beginning, you know? And I don't talk about that often because, you know, a lot of times they're following me and they probably have me in their scope right now, really. That's why we have curtains in the windows over there, really nice curtains. And, you know, it's for protection purposes, you know? And you gotta respect that, you know?
The curtains.
You gotta respect the curtains. Here's the thing. Respect everything. Because you never know when that everything is going to become your something.
That was deep.
And that's what this show is all about. Being deep, being hot, being targeted by the Eastern Western Mafia. That's what it's all about. That's why people watch this. No one just watches, small talk to see this guy. Look at him. He can't look at himself in a mirror, let alone people watching him for like 37 minutes talk about his lack of life and the lack of it, lack of lacking life. That's basically all he's talked about this entire time. No offense, of course.
I haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, and...
That's pretty offensive, man.
Well, the offensiveness only comes if you take offense to it. Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
You're about to die here in a few seconds.
If Ronald Reagan were here right now, I think that he and we would all agree that America would be a better place without fighting.
You'd be surprised right now if I told you I was part of the Mexican Mafia hunting you down.
Well, yes I would, because you're not very Mexican.
I'm not Mexican. Do I not look Mexican enough to you to be in the Mexican Mafia?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I'm still gonna kill you now. I can tell where you are.
This is why I don't trust any Mexicans. I'm sorry, I don't mean to
This
offend.
is why you respect, just as you said, respect everything.
Yeah, and I'm respecting the Mexicans by not respecting them.
And you just didn't respect me.
You're thinking too much.
You're thinking too... You gotta...
You're not thinking poetically. Let's recite a haiku. Mexicans.
You're on your own.
They're bad. There's my haiku. Hope you liked it. At least I'm trying, is what I'm saying. People who at least are not even trying, I mean, they can get hunted down by the Mexican Mafia and be gutted for all I care. And that's being as respectful as I can. It's all about respect here on Small Talk. Nothing more, nothing less. And, you just gotta go with it. I mean,
for a show called Small Talk, you're talking pretty big.
Well, those are some big words from a little non-Mexican man.
I'm bigger.
Not anymore.
What does that do?
Huh? You see what I'm doing with my hand right here?
Just because you're taller than me doesn't mean you're more bigger and manly.
This is an ancient technique developed by the Chinese, Japanese sailors of sailing. And what they do...
You just made that up.
No, I didn't. Google it.
You did.
Google it. What they do, they intimidate their foe. And by doing this, and basically, it looks like a snake. When you see this, you're probably going to think snake. Look away for a second, then look back and tell me you do not think this looks like a snake.
I'm not looking.
Alright, yes, he's afraid.
I'm not going to respect
He's afraid. And by doing this...
That does not look like a snake.
You're not looking at it from the right angle. You're not looking at it from the right angle. It doesn't work if you don't look at it from the right angle. If you're looking at it from a lower angle, and it's like this, you're going to feel threatened. It doesn't matter. You could be the only Barack Obama, and you're just going to be so intimidated by this right now. I'm going to stop because I know that some people are actually going to stop watching the video because they're just so intimidated. They're just like backing up. Backing up. No?
No.
You know.
No, I don't. You know what, man? I feel that you're not respecting me enough. Yeah, like you said, you're just saying things, but you're not actually listening to, like, what you're saying. You're not actually following.
You're measuring your respect wrong. This is America. We don't measure in meters. We measure in American inches. That's why they're called American inches. And you're measuring in meters, like some sort of thing.
That makes no sense.
It makes more sense than your face.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm sorry. That was a haiku by Albert Einstein, 1838. Google it. And I do a lot of quotes, and I like to reference the people who originally said them because it pays respect. And if there's one thing that this world needs more of, it's respect. See how everything's fitting together like cosmic puzzle pieces?
Nope.
I think so.
I don't see it.
Well, maybe you're just not opening your eyes up.
I'd like to change the subject.
Okay.
Or if one of us gets killed.
Yeah, okay, so we're calling for a change of subject. Sort of a wuss move. No, I didn't say that. Who said that? I didn't say that. Who even said that? Besides a wuss. But, on to a different subject.
How is that a wuss move?
Well, I didn't say it was. You're just coming up with words from, like, nowhere. It's like you're just grabbing for words and just, like, you're fishing for bad words. You're fishing for them. You're reeling them in.
10 seconds ago.
Okay, alright, drop it. We're gonna take the fish off the line, we're gonna chuck it back into the sea, and we're gonna let some barracuda get it, okay?
Why not a great white?
You know what? I'll meet you halfway. Great white. That's actually not halfway, I guess. Never mind. Anyways, yeah, what would be in between a great white and a barracuda? I don't know, like a, how about a leopard seal?
No.
No leopard seals? Leopard seals, though, let's get one thing straight. I respect a lot of things, but leopard seals, they're up there, okay? You know, to be a leopard and a seal, you know how much you're going through? I mean, people think that, you know, their voice going, like, cracking, they think that's bad. Imagine how a leopard seal feels when it's, like, with its little seal friends, and it's all like, oh, I'm a seal, and then all of a sudden it's just goes, bah! And there's like, whoa, dude, what was that? And it's just like, I'm sorry, it's just a roar going on here. I'm half leopard, man. You know how awkward that it has to be to explain that, like, every single time you go, bleh?
Almost as awkward as sitting with Luke Everett at lunch.
Luke Everett, that's an interesting point that he has brought up.
AKA Scout.
We call him Scout, and for a very specific reason. You see, Luke Everett is the kind of guy who goes home and he would take a banana and mush it up and just, like, rub it on his skin because he thinks that it would, like, cure cancer.
If he saw this video.
He probably would. But, you know, this is small talk. We don't care about how people feel. It's, well, it's about respect, but we don't care how people feel. You see where this is coming from? It's very scientific. I wouldn't expect all of you to understand. If you're watching these videos, chances are your IQ isn't incredibly high, and you know what? That's okay. I'm okay with being the smartest person in the room. I'm okay with being the smartest person who's going to watch this video. I'm okay with probably being the only person who's going to watch this video. Because let's be honest, I mean, when people see this video, they're going to see this guy in the thumbnail, and, I mean, if I saw this guy in the thumbnail, I'm going to go to the other video showing the cat with the Pop-Tart body pooping the rainbow.
Who wouldn't?
And that's an interesting one. Like, who wouldn't, though? I mean, it's kind of a given. I like Pop-Tarts, I like cats, I like rainbows, and I happen to like pooping at the same time. Like, it's one of my hobbies. I do it daily. I kind of got to do it right now, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I don't know if that's okay with you. I don't want this to feel like we're rushing things any. You know, I can give you a call, and we can talk. And, you know, that's what the show's all about, talking, no matter what the situation. And I'll be honest, I had like 3 tacos earlier today. Who knows what's going to happen when I go in there? I mean, it could be catastrophic. Let's be honest.
Tacos?
3 tacos, man. I'm like a volcano that's turned upside down and shaken. Like, it's gonna be a show, but not really, because we're not filming that.
Can I come?
Okay, let's go.
Alright.